Hey everyone, it's Maribel Blue here with another KEM Top Talk reality TV short, this time on the Newlyweds. Now, if you haven't heard about the Newlyweds, it premiered on Bravo a couple of weeks ago, and I've watched 5 episodes, and I'm going to try and put all episodes in one neat little package for you. Now, it's a documentary. It's not really like it's still reality, but it's not like one of these shows where you have like the Housewives of Atlanta or anything like that. These couples are not intertwining with one another. They don't know each other. It's a documentary based on four separate couples who they followed from before they got married up until the wedding day and thereafter. So the first couple that I want to focus on, which is the first couple that they presented, are Tina and Tars. Now, apparently, Tina is a famous Bollywood actress. I did not say Hollywood, I said Bollywood. And her husband, Tars, is not an Indian guy. He's just your average white guy. But I will tell you, Tina I think she missed the mark on being a bridezilla because this is what she is depicted as. Um, do I believe that she's like that in real life? Yeah, because she's just nasty. I don't know why she's like that. I don't believe that all Indian women are like this, but she's really an asshole. I mean, I have to say that. She's a real asshole. She cursed her fiance became husband out at their wedding day. Um, her father, he's going through the death of his wife. He's not happy that she married a non-Indian guy. Um, she's very traditional. She's a traditional Indian woman. It was the whole Indian wedding style. It was very beautiful, but she's just not a nice person. And I think that as a woman in this day and age of our society, that when we try to get our point across, sometimes being self-centered and arrogant and not really caring about what other people think or how they feel about it is not a good thing. And I have little puppies running around, so if you hear the little barking, that's what that is. And the fighting too. So getting back to Tina and Tars. Yeah. She speaks to him like he's a piece of shit, I wrote. She's selfish and standoffish. He's her red carpet. Um, and all she could think about is having a baby girl. I mean, what the line is, I gotta have a baby or I'm gonna blow my brains out. It's like, who says that? I understand that you're desperate to be a mother, but it's almost as if it become like her life's work. She even was having a conversation later on in I believe in episode 3 where she had concerns about her career. Like I said, she's a famous Bollywood actress. Um, People in her country know her very well, and she's feeling like, well, if she has a baby, she just kind of want to settle down and take a back seat with her career. And the guy, who I believe is a choreographer, has suggested that that's not a good idea. That maybe she'll get bored and she'll want to do other things with her life or continue doing, what she does, whatever that is, dancing, acting, what have you. Personally, for me, I would never give up my career for anything. Child, man, husband, dog. I mean, look, I have my dogs, and sometimes it can get a little crazy here at the Kinky Magazine headquarters, but I'm not giving up anything that I've worked so hard for anyone, not even for a baby. And that I'm not sure if I want, but if that time comes and it's meant for me, well, then I'll deal with it when that time comes along. So, as far as him giving her advice, why is it saying your computer internet cannot connect, handle your current quality, blah, 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 blah? Okay, don't do that to me, Ustream, because that's like really fucked up. So, Yes, as far as the whole career is concerned, I think that her choreographer gave her some really sound advice in saying, stay with your career because you might get bored. I understand that you want to have children, but your career shouldn't stop because of it. You know, it's always been the big thing about women in the workplace and handling their career, et cetera, and it could be done. It can absolutely be done. So I think in that regard, he did give her sound advice, and she was, you know, she received it very well. She didn't come out and say, but she just talks to this guy like, you know, oh, well, we got to have a baby. It's only going to take you 5 minutes. Or she was talking about like a tattoo that her and her husband had gotten, and she's like, oh, it's so big, but you'll never hear that. It's like, why would you talk to somebody that you apparently love so much? Like, disparage him in front of cameras, other people. It's like, why would you do things like that? The puppy seems to be ripping out some paper that I hope it's not important at this point. Okay, so enough about Tina and Tars. I think you get the drift. Guy, I can't even say he's submissive. He's just, you know, he has his own business, and most of it is online, and all she wants to do is have sex and get attention and blah blah blah. I don't know about you guys out there, if you love shit like that, if you love being pulled and tagged and you have to be with me, and I don't know, I'm a woman. I wouldn't want my man, you know, prodding and pressing on me and saying you have to be with me 24/7. That would fucking drive me insane. And I just feel that she's too possessive. So far, my analysis in the 5 episodes that I watched, and how she's talked to him like he's a piece of shit, but then she tells her father, you know, this is my husband, you're gonna have to accept him, and blah 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 blah. um I see this marriage lasting because I don't see this guy, you know, having the heart, or not really the heart, but more like the belief that he can find somebody that's just as equal as he is and understands where it is that he's coming from. I think it's really important in a relationship that both of you understand, you know, the equivalency of the relationship, and also the sacrifice that it needs to take to make a relationship work. So I think that this marriage will last only out of convenience until one or the other gets tired and can't take the bullshit anymore. Moving on to Catherine and John. Now, this is a very interesting relationship. Come here. Come on. Look at this face. Catherine was a woman who worked in television broadcasting. She met John, and I think for Catherine, I'm guessing by the way she described it, she has gotten hurt in the past plenty of times, and she took this aggressive approach in dating. Therefore, she met John. I don't know if she was at an outing or something like that, but she met him and they fell in love, right? Is that the way it works? Hmm? By the way, this is Sebastian's son. So, I don't know where the other puppy is. But anyway, Catherine sacrificed her whole life, okay? Left her job, left her apartment, and moved in with John, who basically is not really giving up much of anything, so that they can be together. What is wrong with this picture? Somewhere down in the, I believe in the second episode, you see her making breakfast for him. Here, honey, here's breakfast. And I think of all the times that I lived with my ex-boyfriend and we were doing the same thing. It was like we were two people playing house. It was like fun while it lasted. But then like when reality set in, and 6 years later, I was like, wait a minute. I don't know if I want to be with this guy forever. And clearly he didn't want to be with me forever. And again, you know, out of the 6 years, the 3-year relationship was out of convenience, and we stayed together until we couldn't stay together anymore. Believe it or not, after our breakup in 2000, we have become better as friends than we were being together. And I think sometimes people have trouble with that. So getting back to Catherine and John, I mean, having trouble with, that sometimes you're better off being just a friend with that person as opposed to, shut up. I didn't do that so that you can make noise. So be quiet now. Than being a couple. I think people strive so hard to make relationships work that they will do anything, including sacrifice their happiness, which for me is a fucking no-no. I'm not going to be with someone and be unhappy. If you cannot provide for me as equally as I can provide for you, there's no reason for us to be together. And that's it. So Catherine and John, they, got into this relationship. 6 months later, they were walking down the aisle. 2 months into their relationship, she's expecting a baby. And they're having a boy. Do I think it's a little too fast? Yes. I mean, like I said before, she was there cooking breakfast. Once he leaves for work, she's like there cleaning the house. And after she cleans the house, she's just like sitting there like, ugh. I mean, it's like, what kind of life is that? Is that what you get married for? So that you can clean up somebody else's house? Even when she was moving in, he didn't have like closet space for her. It's like, how much closet space do you need? Oh, I need to have this walk-in closet because I have all of I can't. I mean, it's like, you're going to be involved with somebody. You know that they're moving in that day and you don't even have closet space ready for her. I mean, it's like, what kind of fucking relationship is this? I don't know. But, what I don't like is his sister interfering. Now, while I have a sister, whatever, and I'm not even going to get into that. Sometimes family members have a way of interfering, because they want the best for their siblings. And I completely understand that. But I think that his sister is kind of like a busybody. Like she doesn't have her own life. She's telling him, don't talk to her about finances. Well, here's my question. Why would he be talking to you about finances? You are the sister. That is your brother. It is none of your fucking business about how much money why do you need to know that? If you are married, does your husband go to your brother and talk about finances? That would be none of his business, right? So then why would you go to your brother and say, don't talk to her about money? That is fucked up. That's one. Two, she makes a complaint about these pictures that Catherine had taken, and she put this photo album together, and none of the pictures contained John's sister in it. And that really bothered her. Really? Well, you know what? It just sounds like this whole petty thing. If the photo album had to do with him and with John and Catherine and maybe Catherine's parents, kind of like, some collage of their lives, intertwining together, why should you be in it? I mean, it's like, what's wrong with people? That's like watching I Found the Gown, and like, every time the girl comes out, it could be like 4 people in a panel, 3 people could like, and you've got that one person that doesn't like any fucking dress that the person puts on. It's like, look, are you getting married? No, then mind your fucking business. Because if this is the dress that I like and that's what looks good on me, then fuck off. I don't understand people. I really don't. Catherine and John, as far as I'm concerned, my own personal opinion, I don't see this marriage lasting at all. I think he just wants it his way. Now he bought like some kind of tanning salon, or he took over because the person that was in this business abandoned it, and he gave her the tanning salon to run. I think it's very strange that they have cameras all over the tanning salon, but then, you know what? I mean, once I move the Kinky Magazine headquarters out of New York and into the West Coast, I'll probably have cameras in my office too. Who the fuck knows? Maybe I won't. I don't know if it's really that serious or important. But he gave her this tanning salon to run. So at least now she has something that she can do. But I don't see it working out, guys. I don't. Because to me, this marriage is like one-sided and one-sided only. I see a lot of sacrifices coming from Catherine. I don't see any sacrifices coming from John. Moving on to Alaska and Kim. Now, Alaska and Kim have, I guess, a different kind of setting in their relationship. They both are kind of like church people, I guess you could say, or like they believe. And I'm not sure what kind of church or what kind of form of Christianity they believe in, but I know part of their belief was that they believe in no living together before marriage. So I don't think that they were living together before they got married. Um, and one of the things that really bothered me during their ceremony was the pastor saying, "Do you submit, to, I guess, Alaska's whatever bidding?" Now, I would have an issue with that word too, because I think that, again, two people going in together into a relationship, it should be somewhat equal, not like one over the other, unless you're in a, dom sub relationship. That's an entirely different relationship. And I think that, if one is going in as a submissive unknowingly and the other one is dominant, there's not going to be a happy ending. Now, Kim, in the first episode, she wanted her friends to lose weight for the wedding. They all got offended. It's like, look, you know what? I don't like the way I look. I still keep eating anyway. When I'm ready to lose weight, I'll lose weight. Period. The end. I don't believe in this whole, I'm not even going to go, I'm not going to go there either. But anyway, her friends got really offended about, wanting to lose weight and all this stuff. Oh, well, whatever. Anyway, she had a very beautiful wedding, with the exception of the submit word. But here's the whole thing about their relationship. One thing that Alaska said when she said, "I do," he said, "I like that she's giving me the power because it makes me want to do right by her." Very rare to hear a man say that, unless I'm meeting the wrong fucking men. But I haven't met a man who has told me that in person yet. But here's this guy, he says he wants to do right by her, but it's like they argue about little things that to me are not really relevant in a relationship. The furniture, what's going to go on the furniture. She wanted to get an apartment in Harlem because, that's where she does most of her work. He travels to LA because that's where his work. So he considers them a bi-coastal couple. She's set on staying here in New York, and he's telling her at some point we're going to have to go to LA because that's where I do my business. And, in this day and age, there are some relationships that, you have to travel. I hope that I'm that kind of person, that I'm traveling. And maybe I won't be too happy about it, but you know what? I think that's the reality of my business, is that I'm constantly in contact with all different types of people. So, my business will take me everywhere. One of the strange things that I found in this relationship is that she has a problem with him going to the bathroom and locking the door. I don't know. Me and my ex-boyfriend, we had an odd relationship, without getting into too much TMI, but he never locked the bathroom door. There were plenty of times that he would be, sitting on the bowl and we'd be having a conversation. And, I'm like standing by the door and we're talking about his day, or, about people, whatever the fuck we were talking about. I think that if he said, "This is my time to be by myself in the bathroom," whether he's meditating or whatever, and she's like, "Alaska, open the door. Unlock this door. Open the door. Why are you locking? Don't lock the door." It's like, stop it. Give the man a fucking break. What the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with some women sometimes? I hate to say it like that, but it's like, when you want to do it, it's supposed to be okay. Give that person the opportunity to do the same thing. Why the fuck are you on top of him for? For what? Don't you guys want to breathe? Don't you want to miss each other? Yeah, I don't know. It's just frustrating, because I think that it's really, really important first and foremost, that both of you are communicating in your relationship. You're communicating your feelings, you're communicating your likes, your dislikes, whatever the case may be. But there has to be some kind of boundary where you have alone time. You can't be in a person's face all the time. If he wants, if his meditation's in the bathroom, leave the man the fuck alone. I mean, it's like, look, they're in that type of relationship where one is doing business on one side and she's doing business on the other side. Somehow it has to work. She says she doesn't believe in divorce. It's to death do us part. Okay, fine. But you know what? There isn't compromise in this relationship at all. Do I see it lasting? I don't know at this point. I don't have an answer yet as far as Kim and Alaska is concerned. The last couple I want to talk about is Blair and Jeff. Clearly those are two men, okay? Just so that nobody's confused here, because you know there are homosexual relationships. And I'm glad that they put that in there, because you know you don't really see what goes inside a homosexual relationship. And if they are showing it, they're probably showing it on like VH1 or MTV, where it's like probably very distorted and ghetto. So here's Bravo giving you a different look on a homosexual relationship. Blair and Jeff are 16 and a half years apart. Blair is the younger person. He comes from a well-off family. Jeff, I think, had to work his way up into, you know, what he's doing now. Blair's family is very accepting of his homosexuality, where Jeff's family they're just estranged. And it's a very, very, very sad, because you see that Jeff's face, he's such a genuine guy. You know, he works hard, he takes care of his house, he clearly is in love with Blair. Some of the little intimate scenes have made me uncomfortable. I don't know why, but they kind of do. And, you know, I'll get over it, because that's just me and that's just the way I feel and I'm entitled to it. But I think that, you know, it's pretty cool to see them together. And when they were getting their marriage license, I forget what it's called. It's not called a marriage license. It's called something else. Domestic partnership, when they got married. And even, you know, when Jeff got the RSVP from his parents, and they just like played it off, oh, you know, hope you guys are having a great time. And then you see like their RSVP is no. And it's like, it's really fucked up. You know, Blair really takes it into heart. He's like crying on the show because his family is so, you know, open about it. And I cannot imagine, you know, because we really don't have homosexuals in our family, at least not that I know of, to be a person who loves the same sex, who's successful, who owns a house, and you're doing well, and your family doesn't give a fuck about you. You see, my family is the opposite. I'm a straight woman. I love men, and I run a magazine, and I'm into fetish, and I talk about kinky stuff, and I talk about sex, and I talk about relationships. And my parents are not really happy about that. They wanted me to be the typical Latina Puerto Rican woman who's supposed to be working and, you know, have a corporate job and, you know, be in the kitchen cooking for my husband and taking care of him. Let me tell you something. I don't have a problem taking care of a man. That's not the fucking issue, okay? The issue is that I'm very picky about who I want. Two, I don't belong in corporate America. I knew from the get that I was supposed to have my own business. Oh, damn it. Now the door's in. No, I don't want to hear it. Quiet. 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 No noise. I'm in the middle of doing something. Move. So, as I was saying, and hopefully, you know, the interruption wasn't that long, that there are just certain things that I will not succumb to, because those are the things that will not make me happy as a woman. Um, and it was very heartbreaking um, to see how Jeff's family completely shunned him. I mean, this man is a grown man. Clearly, he knows what he wants. So, why berate him for that? Um, I think that their relationship has a lot of challenges because they're 16 and a half years apart. Blair seems to be more, I need sex, I need sex, I need sex, I need sex. And, I think in a younger generation, they always need sex. And I understand that. But, for me, there's a time and a place for everything. And I believe that Blair and Jeff are so in love and have so much respect for each other that I see this relationship lasting. I even feel confident about my decision, dare I say, that at the end of this season, after 365 days, we'll know whose relationship is really going to last and why it will last. And that's it. That's all I have to say for now about that. And this is another KEM Top Talk reality TV short with your host, Maribel Blue. I will be talking more about Newlyweds and, of course, The Bachelorette. And I got a lot of shit to say about that. So, with that being said, peace.